Hey, good afternoon from a very cloudy and cold Sullivan County, New York. Um, very, very chilly. In fact, the fingers getting a little bit tingly, but it's all going to work out. We always work things out and everything else. And oh yeah, by the way, my name is Charles, Chuck, Carly, Chaz of CGM3 Productions. How are you? And we're getting back into the lion's share of the weather in March. What can I tell you? Obviously, specific days. You know, we're all celebrating International Women's Day, representing International Girls Scout Day, favorite candy bar. Certain other things. Yet we're celebrating life and during the month of March, and where it's like where March is. You come in roaring like a lion, but leave like a lamb. Let's hope it does leave like a lamb at the end of the month, because obviously in the next couple of days, well, besides you have Pi Day on March 14th, isn't it rational or irrational? That's a mathematic question to be answered with. You have to ask my niece for that, for that, or any mathematician, or Aaron Gopra for St. Patty's Day. So I'm wishing of you a very early St. Patty's Day, because I have blood work on that Tuesday, and then round number 24. Let's hope it's going to be the luckiest one, and we'll see where we're all going to be going on. But that right now, it's my 56th entry, and everything's going pretty well. I actually had 3 initial appointments. One was a teleconference call, which was this morning. Thank you, Carmen and Optum MVP, for doing this, for being checking up on me and making sure I've been drinking a lot of water. Yes, I have been drinking a lot of water, eating a lot of protein, a lot of the good stuff, and celebrating March as my birthday month and Pisces season, and whatnot. But thank you, Carmen, for doing that in the morning. And I'm glad it's actually done, because it's like, at least I got some, time to breathe and do on this very, very raw day. You could say it. We could probably be saying, we got some mixed precip coming up a little later, but I'm not thinking about the here and now. And I'm actually thinking about the here and now. For keep this in mind. This is chemo right now, okay? And I want to get this out there, because this week was also the week for my blood work. And I think, the doctors are, hopefully we're going to see some platelets rising, some of the blood cells rising, the good stuff, So that was Tuesday, and it was pretty cool. It was okay. We got to chat a little bit. We got to laugh, and I always want to do something always special, because next week's my 24th round. So keep that in mind. And, obviously I had some paperwork to take care of, which it's going to be taken care of tomorrow. Reason being, my car is a little bit under, still repair work, but it's like, we're all going to have, it's going to happen one way or another. So it's all going to work. And then yesterday, going down to my second home in Middletown, New York, at the Orange Regional Medical Center. Now, obviously, I've been getting sessions over at the New York Cancer and Blood Center every other week, but every 3, maybe 4 months, they let it go, because obviously it should have been done prior to last month. But since it's been the weather and, a lot of things going on in my mind, and trying to be, having that energy enough. So I went to the Orange Regional Medical Center. Great staff. I got to tell you, and it's a shout out to an amazing bunch of people. The nurses, the LPNs, the RNs, the doctors made it so like my second home. Because keep this in mind, last year I was in Orange Regional Medical Center with procedures, the news about me having cancer, stage 4 metastatic um, with the liver and pancreatic cancer, which is, it's a battle, and I get up every morning and always that fight, and it's always that ability to fight. So getting on track from yesterday, though. Yesterday, between now, there's two places that I go. I go to the outpatient services for a CT scan to map out my abdomen, and then yesterday was definitely the echo, and that was the main part of it. And I am so glad of the modern day technology. Really, really fantastic. So, they called me in with smiles, and it's like, "Oh, hey, how you doing? It's great to see you, and what's going on?" And, I said, "Everything's going pretty good. I'm under certain new medication with, battling the liver part now. I mean, pancreas, we got to kind of meet, a little bit under control, which I want to bring that up a little bit later, just to give you a reminder about it. But it was basically, we're controlling with the liver, and how we can get this fixed up so we can go back to the regular sessions every other bye week. So like I said, this is my bye week, but next week, like I said, it's going to be my 24th round. God help me. Wow, 24 rounds. And, and I've been an eating machine. I mean, if you've seen my posts, if you've seen my, what I've been eating, I mean, I've been constantly an eating machine. So it's absolutely to see my appetite and flourishing with it. But I just have to learn how to minimize on it. Anyway, getting back to the echo, it was done early in the morning. And again, the beautiful nurses, the LPN, the RN in the cardiology area, and the way to do it, their technology is unbelievable. It's absolutely cool. So I kind of agree where we draw the line on certain technologies that can help us in many ways, but still, you got to use common sense. You got to use your eyes. You're, saying what's going to say, gee, is it the right place? Is it the right time? Ask questions. Always ask the question, making sure you got everything checked out. So at the room, it was a very darkened room with the computer, and it was very, very tied in, because obviously I got the probes on my, up here and here, and they began to map out my ticker, my heart. And I look at it in astonishment. Every 3 to 4 months, when I get when I get the echo done, it's absolutely amazing. And then you see, from the bottom of your heart to right up here, and, and it's seeing the chambers. It's unbelievable. Now, that part of it also with the sound, and you hear that, that gush of it, or you hear that, you hear the thumping, and then you hear it like bo 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 bo. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely beautiful to hear that part of life. And in one way, I want to bring something up again. Shout out to Kelly Bennell, my fellow warrior. She had her 10th anniversary for her organ for the heart transplant, and we're talking about hearts, and they're big hearts, because what we bring to the table and what we do, it's a blessing. It's compassion. It's patience. It's perseverance through difficult times where we can or cannot do it. Like for my sake, I mean, I want to start lifting like 1 pound weights. Okay. I want to get that muscle tone back eventually. And it's just simply amazing. And just hearing the heart again, seeing amazing people, like I said, from the New York Cancer and Blood Center to the ladies over there, thank you for doing the blood test. And they are a bunch of sweethearts. And I usually say, hey, how you doing? And, I know you guys have been busy. You got new people coming, you got new patients coming in. So I'm like off to the side there. So, and it was kind of funny. Um, as you may know, this past weekend was daylight savings time. Yeah, I know. Nature's hangover, Mother Nature's hangover. I had to do it, but so I'm just checking my device, looking at the time, and then I look at the clock on the wall. I said, wait a second, am I early or am I late? I checked that. No, it's like on run time. I'm like, oh, okay. And it's like, it's funny because it's all chemo. It's chemo brain. I get it. And blame it on that, just blame it on, these little things that, that you would normally do it to help out. And you want to make it all possible. So I'm like one of those willing people to help out the situation the other day. Yet, everything was like fine. And this week was definitely very, very successful. The only thing is like I felt a little concerned about is getting down there. Now, look, it takes me about 45 to 50 minutes going from here in Jeffersonville all the way down to Middletown. And it depends on the weather. It depends on the traffic. It depends on what route we take. Sure enough, they're superstars. So I gotta thank, I gotta thank, the people that transport me every time. You guys are a blessing. Keep up the great work. And that's from like, and my top three, actually, it's We Care in any range and in any specific order. We Care Transportation locally here. We have Medicar, which is also locally here, and also AmeriCare. Okay, so it's any particular one. And it's all about the driver, the compassion, the patience, and perseverance. And you get to know the drivers. You get to know a few people. So it's like we talk about sports, we talk about little things here and there that just eases the way to get to that appointment and makes you feel pretty good, because I know I'm not alone in this world. I mean, some people bring an extra person to make sure everything's good, make sure everything's all right and checking in. And it's absolutely magnificent. So, and I don't know if I mentioned you to this. I think maybe it happened last year or whatnot. There comes a time where you need that extra person on that team, on my team. Okay. Again, shout out to Jerry, my older brother, quote unquote, older brother by 1 year. Yep. To Amanda, my niece. She is my crew number one for handling affairs that have to deal with me if there's a problem. But another one that is a superstar to my heart. She's also amazing, ambitious. She got this, it looks like I'm living in a better place right now. I got rid of a lot of, different boxes, trash, and everything else. So, Kristen, you know who you are. Kristen Lynn, I love you. We crossed so many paths so many times, and I'm glad you're here. And you are a blessing to me, and I thank you for that. And I'm glad you're on my team to get everything, to oversee different things, even when, like Amanda not being around or Jerry not being around. You're there. We're texting and making sure we're saying all the good mornings, and that's what I normally do. My key crew, I say good morning, have an amazing day, and love you. Or to a few of them that have a couple, I say good morning, so and so, make it the best day, and your significant other too. So it makes it more comforting. It makes me feel more positive that they're going to have a better day, and we're all going to have better days. Believe me, even though I know it's a little bit raw out and I want to do a little bit more different things, but that's, again, as I mentioned before in many of these these 50, like I said, during the 56th century, um, empires were not built in a day. You take the one day from the morning when you get up, you sip your coffee, you sip your tea, you sip your orange juice, count your blessings. It's a win constantly. If you go into an appointment and you felt like so accomplished what you did the last three days, like I did, let me tell you something. And on a bye week, that's a win. You never give up on a situation. Never give up on your health. Never give up on your family, your friends, the close ones that are around you, because it all comes together that makes me feel that I'm ambitious. I'm doing it, and I'm being a consultant or wearing many hats. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Okay, being a utility player, adding that in. So with that, that being state of mind, it's absolutely amazing. And then getting to see my friends ringing the bell, um, that they just cured cancer, that don't have the cancer anymore. And there's a couple of people that I think of and I send my prayers and I scream yes, because that's a celebration. You made your chemotherapy, you made your radiation treatments, and you make your certain things. And especially with your having a heart, and Kelly, this is going out to you, my dear. You are truly not only about my best friend, but we're all in the family and together. Um, the crew, that we grew up with. And, you are absolutely amazing. You're awesome. You're a positive light. That giggle, that laugh. And I'm looking forward to seeing you a little bit more, at the days gone by. And it was absolutely, again, and let me recap again. It was an amazing night last Saturday night for a celebration. It was her 10-year organ anniversary, and she's living the best life it is. And her husband, the family, my crew, that we all grew up together, and we always stayed tight knit. So it was one of the best events. And then it just means totally a lot. So, and we're thinking about hearts. She had her 10-year anniversary. I just had my ticker check, with the computer, and just seeing the layout, and then the ultrasound, hearing that, that means it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot being wonderful and being alive and just showcasing what you can do and never giving up. So it was an absolutely, an eventful week, progressing week. Got some, I still look at my humble abode, and I'm just astonished. And like I said, the birthday month continues. Yes, I know. I just can't wait. There's a couple of big things coming up during the month, in which I can't wait. I can't wait, because I'm going to probably do that in another video and a review and a point of view coming up in the next few weeks, because that's the key core of it. It's one of those things that I want to get checked off the list, because I always see, these bands that have been on video that have been representing the Hudson Valley, Sullivan County area, and just having an amazing time. So I'm looking forward to that, like the next few weeks. And that being said, just remember, don't give up. Don't ever give up. You raise the bar to the next level, and I'm going to say, from the movie, I'm going to actually add on an extra word. Actually, two words. Actually, the original line was that, but you know what I'm going to say, where it's coming to. Brothers and sisters, in what we do in life echoes in eternity. And that, during that eternity becomes legacy. Now, the legacy, which becomes a legend, which becomes that tribute in life in what you do every day. So you could take a look back like 20, 30 years down the line on the, on in this, and then you say, did I do all that? Yes, you did. Or yes, I did. And being that positive fire, that positive light, and it keeps driving. It's a great motivator, and there's a lot of points, a lot of things coming up. I'm ecstatic to, I got some things planned out, and I can't wait to do it. So, and more importantly, my other saying that I say every morning, when you get up, count your blessings, whatever, or, count your blessings and know what you're going to do. You get up every morning, you open your eyes, it's a win. Keep that in mind. So on this 56th entry of the trifecta, I call it, because it was blood work on Tuesday, Wednesday was echo, and then obviously a great, teleconference with Carmen and their crew. I thank you for that. I appreciate it, and I know where we're going. So, yet, make it the best weekend. Obviously, I'm going to, because a lot of things are falling into place. Can't wait until this happens. It's pre-St. Patty's Day. It's like a lot of corned beef, cabbage, shepherd pie. We got a parade coming up on Saturday. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I just get the front feel. I'm like, okay, I kind of crack up and say, you can, go Aaron Go Bra and everything else on it. Yes, Aaron Go Bra. But it's going to be an amazing day this weekend, but make sure you bundle up. It's going to be raw, but it's going to be sunny. Go figure. It's that roar time. And to keep this in mind, it's the month of March where it roars like a lion, leaves like a lamb. Okay? So on that note, this is Charlie Chaz from CGM3 Productions. Have an amazing remainder of the week. Make it an awesome weekend, and accomplish what you get, and don't ever give up. All right. Peace, love, friendship, and being grateful and being blessed. You have a wonderful week, wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you later on.